Hey, coaches. Welcome to today's 10-minute tip. I'm Ashley, your coach success manager. And today I want to tackle something that affects almost every single one of us as a coach, and that's program design decision fatigue. You know that feeling, it's the end of the day, you've already programmed for 12 clients, and as you stare at that blank calendar for client number 13, your brain essentially just flatlines. So suddenly you're questioning every exercise selection, rep scheme, and progression strategy. Today, I want to show you how CoachRx can help you overcome this mental drain while still creating truly individualized, effective programs. Because when you solve this problem, you're not only delivering better results, but also reclaiming hours of your life and preventing burnout. So, let's first start by understanding what actually happens when we experience decision fatigue. So, decision fatigue is a psychological phenomenon where the quality of decisions deteriorates after a long session of decision making. So, think about judges. This is usually why they give harsher rulings later in the day. Or even Steve Jobs, look at him. He wore the same outfit every day. So, for coaches, program design involves hundreds of micro decisions. We're looking at what movement patterns to prioritize, what exercises to select for each pattern. We're looking at sets, reps, and tempo for each exercise, rest periods, and exercise pairing, progression strategies over time, accommodating individual limitations, balancing different training components. So, when we multiply this by a full client roster and you're making thousands of decisions weekly, that's a recipe for mental exhaustion. So, what makes this particularly challenging for professional coaches is that we care deeply about quality. So, we're not just content throwing random exercises together. We want thoughtful, principled programming that drives results. So, this tension between mental load and decision making and our commitment to quality creates real stress. So, many coaches usually respond by creating overly rigid templates that lack individualization, or they start second guessing themselves, which is leading to analysis paralysis, where coaches usually will procrastinate on program updates, which then frustrates clients, or they spend hours trying to get it perfect. And then that just results in burnout. So that the reality is that even the most knowledgeable and most experienced coaches are experiencing decision fatigue as well. They're not immune to this. The human brain has limits, and pretending otherwise doesn't serve us or our clients. So, the good news is that there are systematic approaches to combat this challenge that help you have ways to maintain creativity and individualization while dramatically reducing the mental load of program design. So, what I want to do now is get inside CoachRx and show you two features that can really help you set up systems and frameworks just to help you with this decision fatigue. All right, now that we're inside CoachRx, let me show you a few features that we have that can help combat decision fatigue. The first one I want to talk about is the planning and periodization feature. So, if we get into our client roster, and I expand our left sidebar and open up this planning and periodization feature, what this allows you to do is build out long term, short term, and daily plans. So if I open up this long term plan, I can then break it down into short term plans. Now, what's going to help you with decision fatigue is utilizing this daily plan. So, what this allows me to do is enter the priorities per day. So, you can be as specific or as broad with this. You can put in what I personally like to do is just put in movement pattern priorities. And then that makes me, when I'm using these tags, like in my, when I'm programming for this client, just makes it a lot easier for me to focus on patterns and then progress based on what the client needs in terms of their current abilities, if they have any like impingements or anything like movements that are hindering them from progressing. I can progress exercise selection based on that's client's individual needs. But the movement patterns just give me that visual cue of like, hey, here's what exercises we're focusing on today, and just makes it a little bit more simple for me to focus on patterns rather than just randomly picking exercises that maybe go together, maybe don't go together. So utilizing short-term, long-term, short-term, and daily plans definitely going to help just give you that visual aspect of what I should be planning for today, because then these daily tags show up on the client calendar. The next feature I want to talk about is our program library. So CoachRx offers over 65 plus program templates when you start your trial with CoachRx, and you have the ability to download every program that we have available. We don't overload your or your program library right away. We want you to be able to pick and choose. But this is going to allow you to look at different principles. This isn't necessarily a pick a template, assign it to a client, and walk away and just make it that simple, because we still know that our clients still need some individualization. So this just allows you to look at principle-based programs, identify what your clients need, use these program templates as inspiration to learn from, and really try and learn from the principles that are behind them. But you may be able to use some of these templates, assign them to a client, and then tweak exercises as needed, because you might have clients who still have limitations or coming back from injuries that can't do certain things. But utilize these program templates to really help you. And then one other feature I want to um, show you is the client tag. So this just helps you stay organized. So maybe you want to break up your programming into certain days. So I'm going to program these 5 clients on Monday, these 5 clients on Tuesday, or just so this allows you to organize yourself better. So then maybe I'm not trying to program one workout a day for all 40 of my clients. Maybe I want to try and get it done ahead of time so that I don't have to spend so much time doing that. So just use these features, and just remember that the most successful coaches aren't those who reinvent the wheel for every client. They're ones that build a systematic approach that delivers consistently excellent programming while also preserving your own mental energy for decisions that truly matter. So if you are not yet inside CoachRx, start your 14-day trial. See if these features can help with your decision fatigue if you are experiencing it. If you would like to jump on a one-on-one demo call to see how you can better utilize these features to really set up a system that works for you, I'm more than happy to do that. But I hope this 10-minute tip helps you get a system in place.